Hello everybody, Fearmy Games back once again with more Guild Wars Factions playthrough. For you guys, it's been probably a couple weeks since my last video, but for me it has been merely like 2 minutes maybe. I took a moment to sell off some inventory space and find a good place to get a good head start on this side quest. I would love to finish the side quest this part, get everything out of the way, maybe even a couple of these other side quests that are sitting around. That way the next part I can finally continue the main story. We can do Unwaking Waters, which will then put us, which if memory serves is like the third to last mission, because I think it's Unwaking Waters, then Raizu Palace, and then Imperial Sanctum, and then we'll be all done with factions. And then we will start fresh with Nightfall. So, on that note, out we go! Because according to when I hopped out, it's like right outside the Galahad entrance. So I was like, oh, perfect, I'll do that. Yep, there it is, the bottle. So this is the second of four that I need to get. So the first one we found was year 4. So this is year, I assume, 3. Oh no, this is year 2 actually. He says, bottle. The arc of the sun doth tell me that I have been upon this island for 2 years. As a kindness, the great Salisbury dragon doth grant me the power to use this bottle to forget mine most cherished memories. Why is this kindness? Because I be stranded on this island forever, does not wish to feel the pain of these memories. My father and mother were hard-working folk, he a tanner and she a midwife and herbalist. When I was still but a child, they sacrificed their savings to buy me a berth on a merchant vessel, and were not for them, I would never have known the joys of the sea that has been my home ever since. Goodbye, mother, and goodbye, father. Your memory will now be lost to me, but I cannot live without hope of thanking you for all that you have given me. This is the second bottle of the 4 given to me. Please return to me the dragon skull in which is notes written. I am on a small island near a place called Galahad. Now, while I was reading that, I'm not sure if you guys noticed how obvious it was with the battle sounds and stuff, but as I was reading that, we got attacked by a group of patrolling Kappa. Thankfully, I summoned some spirits and let my henchmen defend us while I was reading it. I was actually like, am I going to die reading this? And if I die, am I still going to be able to read the letter? Thankfully, it was a-okay. So the next one is in the Archipelagos. So I'm going to head over to Cavalon, walk out real fast, and see if it's closer to JQ instead. Honestly, I'm actually kind of curious how busy, if at all, Jade Quarry is right now, and Fort Aspenwood. Because when first game, people talk about playing it, doing stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun, but I don't have time. Because when the first Fort Tourist came out, that was the end of my last semester finals. It was like the week before finals, and other things were needing to get done that day, so I couldn't play for very long because I just seeing how it felt, how what differences were super obvious. Let's see, there it is, not that far from Cowboy, and we're good to go. Yeah, but I played so much PvP back when it was alive back then. Alliance battles, I didn't use any voice chat or anything. I didn't have any equipment for it. I was also very young, so probably for the best for everybody involved that I didn't use voice chat. But it was like one of those things where I just remember, not everything I've done, but a large portion where it's like when you're playing with friends, going through it, having characters do slash dance, trying to sync everything up, talking to people both in your party and just in the outpost while you're, waiting for the queues to start. Those are good times. Now that I'm an old man, 27, I'm not very. I probably wouldn't be as talkative as I was back in the day, but that's okay. We all change. Excuse me. That'd probably be kind of like what I'm doing when it's a P in between PvP queues and Guild Wars 2, where I'm like watching a video while I'm waiting, running around the different, the right term for it, the punching bags, the NPCs that have like outdated skills and stuff like that that you can use to practice your skills and test how much damage you do. Because I usually what I'm doing during queues is honestly to kind of keep my fingers going and active. What I do a lot of the times is playing. Oh, sorry. I just had one of those old man moments where I don't remember now what I was gonna say. To keep my fingers limber, that's where I was left off at. And yeah, basically I would just kind of run around, kill a bunch of stuff, listen to videos and stuff like that, and that'd be kind of my thing. I'm gonna read some of these. Oh, if there's a boss over here, I didn't even notice. My henchmen surely noticed. They probably aren't very happy with me. Perfectly timed. What happened was that I noticed that when I pressed summon spirit, signal spirits, I noticed my spirit's probably gonna time out soon because it had, the cooldown had ended, which means that there's less than 30 seconds to go on their lifespan for them, and I summoned them at the same time that they had used, like right after they launched an attack. So they launched an attack, spawned in. I probably didn't lose much, if any, downtime. Hiccups are rude. Is the bottle around here? Yeah, it says it's around here. Oh, there it is. It says, this is the third, so this is year 3. It says, by the seasons, I reckon my time on this island has reached 3 years. I now send forth another message and hope that I may shed the burden of mine painful memories. Painful because I'll never see those I love again. My dearest daughter Bridget has a blessing upon the house of Colerig. Was a blessing upon the house of Colerig. Her laughter and wonder at every new adventure gave this mare another reason to long for mine home port. Bridget, I bid farewell to thine memory with this message. For the thought that I shall never see thee glow with into the bright, intelligent young woman that I know thou shalt be is unbearable. Goodbye, mine dearest daughter. This is the third bottle of 4 given to me. Please return to me the dragon scale on which this note was written. I'm on a small island near a place called Galahad. Oh, it's poor guy. So we found all the... yeah, because we found one. That's why, we ended up finding it because of the first message. I was like, shouldn't there be one more? But I don't honestly remember the contents of the first... Oh. No. Can I leave? Sir. I've beaten this mission. Can you let me leave? No, I have to walk all the way through. I have to walk all the way through, don't I? Again. Wait, yeah. Damn it. Oh well. Back to Leviathan Pits and the long walk to our destination. I'm going to replace this longbow guy with the... there it is. With the mage henchman. And that's that for you guys. It might have been a couple weeks since we went down this path, but for me, I just walked down this path and then I'm like, damn it. I should have thought of this. But that's fine. It just needs more time to talk, yak it up a little bit. And, you know, fill up that runtime, right? Let's help these Suxons with destroying their outcasts. What do you mean? I summoned my... Am I out of range of them or something? That was weird. It kept saying a dialed spell target when I was using my summon spirits. It doesn't say it has to be within shout range or something like that, so that's weird. There we go. You know, one thing we picked up, you know, because it is still, I think, Winter's Day for another few days. We got a nice snowman summoner. Cute wheel snowman. Outcast ritualist. And we got the warrior. It's just a warrior. I was gonna say, it's like I don't see anybody else that with a red icon. You know, because we're playing nice with the Luxons, we'll put on our ally of the Luxons title, and hope no Kurzik see us. Honestly, one of my favorite little details about Guild Wars 1, it's a small one, but too many games don't, even Guild Wars 2 I don't think really does this, is the fact that, you know, NPC enemies of different factions will fight each other. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this probably back in the Prophecies campaign. I don't know if I mentioned this one. But it's one of my favorite little details of just coming across them and seeing these, you know, clearly two different factions duking it out, fighting each other. Just very nice, very nice. Ooh, excuse me. I think I can go this way again like I did before to at least reduce the sheer amount of combat I have between me and my objective. And considering we're probably going to finish this quest with, you know, before the 20-minute mark of this video, might be a good time Zenny to get some of these other side quests in before Unwaking Waters. Come on, Luxons, I'm going to help with you on this flank, so you just got to make sure you don't die. There we go, that should allow them to win. Yeah, that Puzzle Sea creature wasn't even a big Leviathan Claw, it was just a Leviathan Claw with a new name. Don't worry, I won't judge too harshly. This might have been only the second campaign to 3, but you can already see the cuts. I mean, we all know that the real priority for Arena at that point was, you know, is just getting the expansions out one after another. Because I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, I wasn't, you know, playing around that time, but I'm pretty sure people have told me that Guild Wars 1's expansions came out like pretty quickly, one after another. Because I think it released either 2004 or early 2005. And then, you know, by the time I started playing in late 2007, they had you know, they had the 3, I'm just going to say it, the base game and 3 expansions. Even though, like, they consider it more like 3 base games than 1 expansion, I'm like, my brain does not comprehend 3 base games very well. It's easier for me to spread it out and just say simply that there was you know, 1 base game, 3 expansions. You know, maybe with the fact that they're giving some new love to Guild Wars 1, maybe they'll release a new expansion. That'd be pretty exciting. Though I've also seen the quality of their expansion in Guild Wars 2, so I'm actually slightly less excited. We'll see how it goes. Some T. Korek says, 210. Yes, 210 years I've been here. It's clear to me now. I remember everything from before, but also everything from the time in between. And now that I'm free to go, I find I no longer really want to leave. So much has changed, so many dead. But thank you, friend. To have my life back long last, I owe a great debt. I think I will stay. Alone. Alone. All alone. Alone on a wide jade sea. That's kind of sad, broski. I mean, what if you have descendants? Maybe if you find, like, maybe you have a great grandson alive, you could be like, hey, I am your grandfather. And then, hug it out. You know? They might think you're crazy at first, but, I'm sure you have some proof on you. Oh, but it's not to be. He's probably, I mean, without the protection of of the, of the, ooh, sorry. Without the protection of the Salt Spray Dragon's blessing, I mean, he's just gonna starve and die if he stays there. I don't know if he's comprehended that, but what can you do? What can you do? Cultist, Mage, Spirit, Archer. Let's get Devona, why not? So right now, since we finished that side quest, I'm just gonna get it out of the way so it's not just sitting in my inventory. Sorry, my quest log, not my inventory. Two different things there. I'm going to go to Jade Quarry, Kurzik side. I've already done Jade Quarry, Luxon side. That way I can show it off, and maybe I'll see. It's like, hey, is there anybody here on a random Thursday for New Year's? The answer is maybe. Just gotta kill these mantises. Pretty sure we decided on manti. But if you guys disagree, feel free to comment down below and correct me. The manti just feels right. I think I can I hug the side of this for a while and be fine? Let's find out, why don't we? Let's see. We're sneaking up on some more manti that are caught with their pants down. Be very, very quiet. And they happen to they end up going above us and noticed us first. So we failed in the stealth mission. Which, I mean, to be honest, if you see me play Sly Cooper, I'm not good at stealth games. Or Last of Us. I'm very much I think I can kill him, I'm gonna kill him kind of guy. If they're all dead, they can't, if they're all dead, then they can't do anything to you, right? Isn't that, the logic here? I mean, that's usually what I do when it comes to video games. Is like, just, if everyone's dead, you're good. This is a dead end. But I can go down. I don't know the fastest way to Jade Core. This is like, I've been there before. But it's been a long time since I've been there before. So I don't know. How's this gonna go? Oh, looks like we did aggro a couple of manti here. Oh, there's an assassin boss. What do you have, good sir? I didn't notice his elite skill, so I can't say. You know, even though I'd rather not, fight all these manti, I want that gold. That's like 200 gold just sitting there. I know I split the 200 gold with my heroes, but still, I'm not rich. I'm not going to pass up money that I rightfully earned by blood, sweat, and tears. Do I know where these manti get the gold from? No. Do they probably get it from fellow dead heroes? Probably. But that just means I have even more reason to kill them all because I'm avenging fellow heroes. So it's like, what can you say? Summon more manti. Let's see. I wonder why the small ones are called mantids. These ones are just all called mantis. Like, are they just like bigger versions of the same species, or are these two different species? Like one just grows exponentially more than the other. Speaking of exponential growth, this is a pretty random topic. But I ended up listening to, picking up Project Hail Mary audiobook. I've been on a bit of an audiobook kick ever since I started my new job, since I can listen with one earbud in, because none of it work is brain power oriented. It's all moving around, picking stuff up. I mean, the only brain power technically I need is making sure that I get the right item, but that's simple enough to do. But what happens is that, I have something to listen to. I don't really listen to music, and I don't use, I don't want to do like YouTube Premium or something like that to listen to YouTube videos as I'm walking around. And also, I don't have a device capable of doing that right now that I'm wanting to use. So I've been picking up audiobooks and and exporting the MP3 files to an MP3 player. Got $30. That lasts me about 14, 15 hours a day, which means it lasts my entire workday plus a little bit extra. And so I've renewed basically my Audible subscription, but I've also renewed my I've also got Libro FM. I've been picking up Project Hail Mary because the only reason I picked it up is because the Critical Drinker made a video talking about the upcoming movie that they're releasing. I ended up seeing actually a trailer for it on the day after Christmas. But I bought it before I saw the trailer. And he talked about it, and I happened to see it on Audible when I was looking at the different audiobooks that I redeemed my credits for, and I was like, "Ooh, that sounds like fun!" So I picked that one up, and I picked up The Martian, which is from the same guy apparently. So I've watched the movie a couple times, The Martian. So I'm curious to see how the book is, how bit different the book is from the movie. I'm quite liking the Project Hail Mary so far. The guy doing the reading it did a really good job for it. But basically, the reason I brought it to mind is that, like, at least in the early chapters, to talk about these, I think of the astrophages is what he calls them. I feel like I'm getting further away from my goal. Let me go back this way. Go back down this way. See if I missed something. And basically, they're absorbing, heat from the sun at an exponential rate. And they need to figure out, and basically it sounds like they've come up with a solution to how they're gonna fix the problem. But the main character starts the book with amnesia, medically induced coma, so he doesn't remember his own name, and he also doesn't remember the purpose of his mission. So the chapter so far have been him kind of piecing together what his mission is, who he is, who the two dead bodies are that were with him, and why he is where he is, and even where he is. And I like the humor about it. When it goes to the science stuff, the mathematical stuff, I'm like, okay, I trust you, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about, but sure. I'm not a science nerd, so I'm not the type who's able to, confirm or deny the mathematical equations for it. But I'm like, he sounds competent. um, the but it's kind of interesting. I wonder how they're gonna do in the movie because the structure of the story is, he's there, he's trying to remember where he is, and then we get like flashbacks essentially, kind of like to help piece together, things as they come up. And so I wonder if the movie's going to do it that same way, where it's going to start with him on the ship, waiting for the coma, and try to figure out who he is, and do flashbacks that way, or if they're going to make it more of a traditional story, which if they do, I can understand, where because I think the flashbacks might more interrupt the flow of the story for a movie compared to how they would impact for a book. Because two different mediums, two different things that they do that work for them. So I'm wondering if they'll maybe do like no flashbacks. They'll just go from beginning to like the end chronologically, or not. I wouldn't be surprised if they do just the beginning, or if they maybe do the beginning where he doesn't remember where he is. Kind of like start out, medias res kind of thing, and then they'll flash back to the beginning and go from there, catching it back up to where they started, and instead of doing the start stop kind of thing. But we finally done it. We are at the Jade Flats Kurzik, and now we're gonna enter the Jade Quarry Kurzik so we can turn in this quest. Of course, some of my skills cannot be used in PvP, which is why you see this locked icon here. It means that you cannot use this skill. Looks like there's only one person hanging around right now on the Kurzik side, which either means that nobody's doing Jade Quarry right now, or there's only enough people to have one instance of Jade Quarry up at a time. Commandant Durheim. Count Duelter sent you. Very good. We can use all the help we can get. Perfect. So another side quest dealt with. I won't worry about these side quests quite yet, because I do want to proceed the main story. I just need to kill one more warden to finish this quest. Ooh. So what I'm going to do for probably is, before I even do those side quests, I'm most likely going to do some of those. I'm probably going to finish the main story, or at least progress the main story, and then I will then after that I will do these other side quests. Also, I want to get to an outpost that I don't have on this character that I know of, at least. There might be more that I don't know about, but I know for certain that there is actually an outpost down here. I think it's. I don't know if it's fast to go from. I think it might be fast to go from Asperg Armory, go down here. It's a challenge outpost. I don't think I'll show off the challenge. Most likely not. But at the very least, I can grab that outpost, kind of show off the area a little bit. And yeah, kind of have a good time. But next time, though, we are going to do Unwaking Waters Kurzik. I wonder if you finish Unwaking Water Kurzik, if it automatically gives you credit for Unwaking Waters Luxon, or if I'd have to also do Unwaking Waters Luxon to get the same credit. And I wonder if there's any differences in the missions, because I think every time I've done Unwaking Waters the last few years, I've always just done the Kurzik side. So it'd be kind of interesting if there is a difference. Maybe I'll look it up after this video is done. But yeah, I could feel it. We probably only have, unless there's more questing that I've forgotten about, we probably only have like four more parts left, probably. Maybe five if for side questing. But and then we'll be finally done with factions. And then once we're done with factions, we'll start Nightfall. Then once Nightfall is over, depending on I guess which character I enjoy the most, I'll probably take that character to Eye of the North. I'll probably start every character in Eye of the North. That way, because I think the beginning is different up to the cutscene, and the cutscene's the same. I want to say something like that. I'll check. I'll look into it. But that way, you kind of get an idea. of how it is for every campaign to enter Eye of the North. I'll probably like stop the recording at a certain point there, and then whichever one I pick, which I'm leaning towards my Mesmer so far. So I like my Ritualist. Um, I like my and but I like my Mesmer a bit more. So I'm probably gonna fear my normal games, not old games. um, and use him probably for either North. But we'll see. Maybe I love that Paragon so much that I decide to play the Paragon. Because I've actually played very little Paragon during my time playing Guild Wars 1. That's one reason I'm excited for it. I need to remember at some point to pick up some more one more character slot. Because I have one character slot too few to have one of every profession. So I need to remember to do that for the Paragon. I do hope you guys had a good day, night, evening, wherever you may be. And I'll see you guys next time.